I'm talking about something you have talked about a million times before, but to be very honest, often myself and my colleagues, we teach it kind of the book way, and no one understands what it really means. So my goal today is for you to finally be like, oh my God, now I totally get this, right? But it's not that hard of stuff, and it's stuff you've thought about before. So this whole year, we will be talking about functions. And before we can do that, we got to know what the hell a function actually is. And I want to talk about this beauty right here. This is a beautiful vending machine. She would be my favorite, right? It's a Dr. Pepper branded vending machine. And here's what I know, that on Monday, if I go in and I push button 3, out comes the nectar of the gods, Dr. Pepper. And life is good. And on Tuesday, I push button number 3, and out comes Dr. Pepper, and life is still good. And at this point, it is a function, because it means that every day I go push button number 3, out comes Dr. Pepper, and everything's awesome. But on Friday, I go with my dollar, I put it in, I push button number 3, and out comes a bag of human vomit. Someone made this for me. Feel it. It actually has some weight to it. Yeah, it's disgusting. Right? All of a sudden, I'm not super happy about that vending machine anymore, right? Because as much as I guess your dog will eat human vomit, I'm not super excited about it, right? And that's what a function is and isn't. Check this out. A vending machine that gives me predictable outputs, that I push button 3 and I can predict what comes out, that is a function. A vending machine that some days gives me Dr. Pepper, but some days gives me a bag of vomit is not a function, because it's not predictable and it's disgusting at the same time. So we're going to be talking in math this whole year about vending machines that are predictable. Let me ask you this. You go to some weird place and they have a claw machine. Is the claw machine a function? Why not? It's unpredictable. I would love to know that every time I put my dollar in, I'm going to be able to get even a prize. Most of the time, I don't, and I never get the damn stuffed animal, even though I try for it, right? So predictability is the key on if it's a function. So the first thing I want you to do on your top part is let's get some notes on here so we know what we're doing. Really quickly, I'm going to blow through this pretty fast. A relation is just data points, right? It's just random data points. It's just data points. For example, a claw machine is a relation, meaning you put your dollar in and who knows what comes out. Maybe a really crappy digital watch, maybe a sticky hand, maybe nothing, right? It's just data points. That's a relation. You can't predict it. But a function is a predictable set of data, right? It's a predictable. Did you miss?
No.
Okay. Don't spit in my class, it's gross. Especially not during COVID. That's just disgusting, right? Okay. A function is predictable set of data. It's data that you can feel like you're gonna know what's gonna happen. A vending machine that's working is predictable data, right? So what you put into your machine, what button you push, we call that our inputs. But we also call them, sometimes in math, the x values, right? That's what we go into our equation, into our function, your x. We also have another word in math. If you have a bunch of them, so on your vending machine, all of the buttons together, not just one button, but all of them, like, you know, those vending machines that have like 20, 30 buttons, all together, those are called a domain when you have a bunch of x's, right? That's a bunch of inputs. Here's what's cool. It's all alphabetical. X, Y, domain range, what we'll talk about in a minute, input, output. Output is what comes out of your predictable function, right? And so what comes out of your soda machine, the soda, if you will, that's your Y stuff, right? And all of the different sodas that are in your soda machine, like if you go to Five Guys and it's got like literally 80 different types of soda to pick from, you push the button, out comes Diet Fanta Lime, because what the hell, that is your range, right? That's your range. But here's where this gets tricky, right here. In a function, I don't want to talk about this right now because I'm taping, but I feel like we might have to have some discussions about choices that we're making, whether this is the right question. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. In a function, here's what I'm telling you. This is the stuff that's weird. An input must give you the same output every time. And this is where this gets weird, right? This is where this gets a little weird. So we're going to talk about what the hell that means, because this is where it gets weird. So I am going to add a thing here. Give me a second. Add insert black page. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about. I'm going to do this mathy. We got 3, 5, 4, 7, 5, 8. You have them on your paper, but I'm making a new one just because I'm just for the hell of it. So we're looking. You can just watch this. You don't even have to write this down. So we're looking at this guy. Is this guy a function? So in other words, today when I push button 3, I get a 5. Tomorrow, if I push button 4, I get a 7. When I push button 5, I get an 8. And when I push button 9, I get a 10. Is that a function? It actually is. And I'm going to tell you why. Because every day I push a 3, it gives me a 5. No matter what. I never am going to push a 3 and get something different. I'm going to get a 5. It might be a weird function. I don't know what the relationship it is. But that is a function. And I write it like that. That's my shortcut way of doing a function. But I'm going to show you one more specifically that is not a function. And then we'll try some examples together. Watch this one. 3, 5, 4, 7, 3, 9, 5, 8. Is that a function? And can you tell me why it is or it isn't? Anyone brave? Talk to me.
It isn't, because 3 can give you both 5 and 9.
Exactly. Today I pushed 3 and I got a 5. I'm happy. On Thursday I pushed 3, I got 9. That could be my vomit day. I can use the 3 over and over, but it has to give me 5 every single time. Does that make sense, right? That's all that can happen. So watch this next one. This is where it's going to get a little dicey, and you're going to be like, what the holy hell? Look at this one. 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1. Function, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, boring as hell, right? But I'm pushing 5 and I'm getting 1 every day. That's a function, right? How about this one? 5, 2, 5, 2, 5, 21, 5, 31. Function, yes or no? No, it's not. Now, I'm going to trip you guys up. Let's see if I can catch you on this one. Watch this one. 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8, 1. Before you answer, I'm going to give you a hint. If I, honest to God, had a vending machine at my house, I really only I do Diet Dr. Pepper now because it's not so good for me. Every button in my home would be the same soda. So with that in mind, is this a function? Kristen, what do you think?
Yes, because now you know that if you press 5, 6, 7, 8, you only have 1.
Yeah, is it a boring vending machine?
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's got Dr. Pepper at every single place. decent function. So wait, wait, wait. 1 through 6. Right? So I am stopping here. I'm going to pass this out really quick. I need you to do 1 through 6. Really, it's super easy. It's due tomorrow. It's easy. 1 through 6. No problem. Great job, everybody.